Morning, everyone. Hope you're doing really well. I went on a beautiful bike ride yesterday with a fellow bikey chick, so that was heaps of fun. We just rode around the hills near my place, and she's a more tentative rider than me, so we sort of went up and around about roundabouts and around the place. It was pretty good fun. Gotta love meeting like-minded people, and especially these days when communities are being decimated around the world, we have to find those like-minded humans that make us feel vibrant and alive and loved and happy and well. I've listened to 2 interviews in the last 2 days that I thought I'd share with you and see if you can go hunt them out. But one of them is by Dr. Peter McCulloch. And I've known about him for over a year because I remember there was a joint study being done at the beginning of last year. And basically it was about looking at some things that were short-term interventions, to sort of help those who were unwell. And anyway, it was quite positive, but was hushed up. But anyway, so Dr. Peter McCulloch, he is now speaking out, having been watching this whole process for a year, and he's speaking out against, well, no, he's not. He's just discussing what's going on as a doctor, as a practitioner, and he's in the States, and he's just very concerned about what's happening. And the other interview that I listened to was by Dr. Bruce Lipton. Now, I've known about Bruce for a long, long time because I do brain physiology, with the LEAP program that I do in kinesiology. Dr. Bruce Lipton always talks about the physiology of fear, the physiology of stress, the physiology of fight and flight and what it does in our bodies. And obviously there's so much fear being pushed by lots of people. This is lowering our immune system. So if we are fearful that we are going to get sick, quite often we get sick. And they've done many studies on this where they have looked at, the prognoses by doctors and then sort of looked at the amount of time that people lived once a prognosis was given. And quite often, unless people are strong in their mind, quite often people are told you've got 3 months to live, 6 months, 3 years. It's often around that time when their bodies, give up on them, because it's almost like they have been given that sentence. It's like here in Australia, the Aborigines having the bones pointed at them. It's quite a phenomenal and powerful way to force that conscious brain to pick its own demise by putting all this faith in another human being that is using the best knowledge at their disposal, but their best knowledge is not your immune system, it's not your body, it's not your heart, it's not your liver, kidneys, lungs, endocrine system, hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal axis. It's not you. They're numbers on a page. And I've talked to people about this for more than 2 decades now. All it is numbers on a page. Now let's talk about the thyroid, for example. So 1 in 8 women has got Hashimoto's here in Australia. And Hashimoto's is an autoimmune disease where the immune system attacks the thyroid. Now, 54% of people in Australia have got autoimmune disease, which means the immune system is attacking the body's tissues. Why are our immune systems attacking ourselves? Why? Like, what is it? And, here's a rhetorical question for you. What is it in our air, our water supply, our foods, our lifestyles, our sleep patterns, our media devices that is screwing with our health? Could it be a little bit of everything? So what are we doing on a daily basis to support our body's immune systems? So anyway, Bruce Lipton, I love him because he's quite a quirky, funny guy. He's like 76 now, and he was having a big old chat about. Anyway, he was having a big old chat. So that one was basically about fight and flight, and fight and flight is designed for us to be able to run away from the tiger, lion or tiger or bear. Ho ho. So when we're running away from a lion or tiger or bear, that should be like a 15-minute burst and then it's over. But people who are fearful in the past 15 months of their own immune systems, of the neighbour next door, of their child walking through the door, of the teacher in the classroom, of their parents in the aged care homes. People who have this unbridled fear are shutting down their immune systems on a daily basis. So we have to keep that fear calmed down. We need to connect to our communities. We need to find those people we love, find our own tribes. We need to connect with people every day. Now, the ratio that I've always talked about in all my videos is that our brain can cope with it's usually between 7 and 9 that's recommended to. So 7 to 9 times the negatives to the positives. But if you're not getting more positive, so really what that means is, just say you've got someone who abuses you. You can stand 7 slaps, and as long as there's oh, I love you, here's some roses, here's some nice, blah, 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 let's take you out to dinner. As long as you get that in every 8th time, you're golden. But your body can't cope. And what are we getting on the news? It is negative, negative, negative. And they have been pushing this for 15 years, 15 months. It's just amazing to watch. It's just amazing to watch. It's quite a delicate operation that is being played. And I'm not saying that the isn't real. And I'm not saying that... Anyway, I just think it's an interesting experiment, forcing fear on the whole world at the same time and seeing who are listening to it and who are not. So if I do get time today, which I don't know whether I will, I've been really busy, but I'll try to do a little meditation on fear just to raise that vibration. I need a coffee. Okay. Oh, no. I wanted to remind you that there is I'll try to find the video footage and put it in the link as well. There was an interview with Dell and Dr. Fleming Thursday week ago. Today's Friday here in Australia. And basically he's got I don't know how to do it, but he did mention what his website is, and he's got a 3-hour seminar coming up. And it's on prevention and treatment before, during, after the... So, basically it helps people to survive and thrive. And he's an allopath, so it's all about medicines. I mean, he talks about, vitamin C and D because they are just crucial for everyone on the planet at the moment. And, Dr. Lipton, sort of also said, I take 2 grams of vitamin C every morning, and our immune systems can't function without vitamin C and D, and how much denatured food and denatured water and denatured air. We have to start eating our greens. We have to start eating organically. We have to start growing some of our own herbs and stay away from the crap. Stay away from the processed rubbish that we're putting into our bodies. Lose some weight. One of the stats came out recently that 80% of people who have died have been obese, and obese is only 20% more than optimal. So it's not a huge amount. So it's, getting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kilos off can be the difference for a lot of, just getting that immune system kicking back in again. Anyway, take care. Love you. Bye.